Hey everybody, and welcome to JWB's Property of the Week. My name is Greg Cohen, and I reveal a property every week from JWB that I think would make a great addition to your rental property portfolio. I break it down live, so whether you are right now looking for a property to invest in, this certainly will be a great thing for you. Or if you're somebody who's looking to learn, if you're a little bit of a ways off before you can actually pull the trigger to invest in a rental property, this is going to be a great experience for you as well, because we're going to break it down, and you need these reps. You need to build this confidence so that when the time is right for you, you'll know where to go and you'll know how to do it. So this property of the week is available. We're going to go through it in detail here in just a second. And this actually is not the first time that I reveal the property of the week. If you want to be there the first time that I reveal it, it is actually on the Not Your Average Investor Show, which we do every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 Eastern. And specifically, I reveal the property of the week on the Thursday show. So if you'd like to be there first and join, usually we have 50, 60 investors that join and just create a great learning experience, ask tons of really insightful questions. If you'd like to be there, you can register and join us for free. You can go to jwbshow.com and join the party. But today we're going to be talking about the property of the week. And without further ado, I'm going to do this screen share here, and we're going to be off and running. And for this week, we're looking at the property at 9144 Fifth Avenue. And before I jump into it, for all of you who may be tuning in live here in the Facebook group or on our other social channels, I appreciate you being with us. If you have any questions or comments, fire those in. I've got my phone here and I'm checking that, and I'll do my best to answer those live on the Facebook Live or later on. I will certainly be back in to answer your questions. And I see Bill Oxley wishing me a happy new year. Happy new year to you too, Bill. Appreciate you being such a big part of our group, and hope this helps you here, this property breakdown here. So we're talking about 9144 Fifth Avenue. This is a renovated home here in Jacksonville, Florida. This is the best market to invest in my humble opinion, because you get the opportunity for positive cash flow, which you're going to see here in just a minute. And Jacksonville is a market that historically has appreciated at a higher rate than the national average, and when compared to other potential cash flow markets out there, it appreciates a lot more. In fact, out of 5 comparable cash flow markets out there, Jacksonville's home price appreciation since 1991 is 34% higher than the average of those 5 comparable cash flow markets. And those markets would be, let's see if I remember them: Birmingham, Dallas, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Memphis. Jacksonville's home price appreciation on average 34% higher than those 5 comparable cash flow markets. So that's why folks come to Jacksonville. That is probably what led you to our group in one way, shape, or form. And 9144 Fifth Avenue is a great representation of what a great rental property investment would look like. So let's break it down a little bit more. Why is it such a great rental property investment? Well, the first thing I'm always going to ask you to look at when you're evaluating a rental property is not the picture, not what it looks like. Look at the numbers here. And so as you see here, we break down our summary of returns by different purchase methods. Some clients purchase with cash, and you see what your cash flow would be on a monthly basis here and your return on investment. Some clients purchase in their retirement accounts, and that's what that non-recourse financing means. And you see your returns and your monthly cash flows there. The majority of the time when I'm comparing apples to apples as far as estimated rates of return, we're talking about using conventional financing. That's what the majority of our clients purchase with, especially right now because interest rates are so low for conventional financing. And so what you're going to see here is an estimated return on investment of 9.74%, monthly cash flows each month on a normal month of $194. And we are looking for investments between 9 to 11% returns on investment. And that does not include home price appreciation. If you include home price appreciation, the historical home price appreciation rate in Jacksonville is actually 4.3%. And if I come down here and I add that into this appreciation rate calculator here, you're going to see it's going to skyrocket the returns. It takes your conventional financing return up over 25%. That really is the full picture if you're investing for a buy and hold. If you have a buy and hold mentality and you're investing in a growth market like Jacksonville, that's really what you're looking at. And that's what is so attractive to investors and why people feel that investing in rental properties is the best risk-adjusted return on investment. Now, I will give you a caveat. In order to count on home price appreciation, you need to be a buy and hold investor, right? If you're buying today and planning to sell tomorrow, planning to sell in a year, 3 years, I don't want you to count on home price appreciation because it is totally speculative, in my opinion. What has been proven is over full market cycles, history repeats itself. In real estate cycles, that's why they call it a cycle, because it comes back to the norm. And so your home price appreciation will come back to the historical norm or very close. But you have to hold on for a full market cycle, which is known to be between 10 to 20 years. And so this is the full picture that I'm showing you here for a return on investment for all 5 profit centers. But you do have to hold on for a full market cycle. So that's what I recommend. But I'm going to take that back because I don't know if you're going to invest for a full market cycle, and because I like to be conservative with our investments. And so that's how we get to that 9.74%. It's taking in what's happening for your net rental income. It's taking out all of the expenses, meaning including all of the expenses that are happening, tenant placement fees, maintenance costs, vacancy costs, all of those things that you need to be including. It also adds back in your tax savings and your principal pay down. You take all of those and you divide it by your initial investment, and that's how you get just a shade under 10% for an estimated return on investment. That's a good deal. Now let's talk a little bit more about the numbers of how we got there. So look at this purchase price, $122,000. If that doesn't get you fired up about this property, it should. A lot of folks on the group, a lot of clients are looking to maximize their portfolio, buy as many as rental properties as they can with the funds that they have, and buying a property that's priced as $122,000 is a great way to do that. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath home, and it is already rented at $900 a month, already rented. So if you're an investor out there, and I'll stop the screen share here, the real world situation for rental property investors right now is I won't say everybody, a lot of people want to invest in rental properties. If you talk to providers of rental properties across the country, they don't have a problem with demand right now, right? People really want to invest in rental properties right now. The problem that providers have out there is inventory. And so what happens is they don't have enough inventory. And if you call a lot of them, they will put you on a waiting list. They'll say, yes, I would love to do business with you, but I don't have properties for you. So let's put you on a waiting list. JWB doesn't have that issue. We have more inventory than our clients can possibly purchase at any point in time. So we never run out of inventory because we plan years and years in advance for this. This is not an issue with JWB. But what you're facing out there is that because people don't have inventory, even if you're able to purchase a rental property, what you're faced with is you can buy it, but it's probably not renovated at this point in time, or it's not built at this point in time. It might be 6 months away or 9 months away from actually producing positive cash flow for you. And if you're just sitting around for 6 months or 9 months and your money's not working for you, it's not a good thing, right? You need to be cash flow positive. That's what this investment is built on. And so if you're waiting that long, the house might not be renovated. And then even if it is renovated, chances are it's very rare for it to already be rented. I mean, that is like unheard of in the turnkey rental property space right now. So what we're looking at here, as I go back to the screen share here, is an asset that is already rented, already producing positive cash flow for the person that picks this up day one. Incredibly valuable, especially in market conditions like this when inventory is really, really scarce for other companies out there other than JWB. Annual property taxes are low. You get that when you have a low purchase price and a low market value. Your homeowner's insurance is about $800 a year. That's average for a renovated home. And there are no HOAs, which is fantastic. There are your property management fees. We charge 10% of the gross rents that are collected. That's how you get that $1,080 a year. Home was built in '56, which is very normal for that area. And it's on a septic tank as well. So what you've got here is a $122,000 asset that's bringing in $900 in rent. You take out all the expenses, and that's how you get that 9.74% return on investment. Now, let me give you the 3 reasons why I absolutely love this property. All right. Number one, we've talked about return on investment. That should always be the thing that attracts you to it. Number two, we talked about how it is cash flow positive from day one. The thing is already rented right now. There's already a resident in this home. The third reason why I absolutely love this property for you is because it comes with a $6,500 property turn credit from JWB. Now, this is not normal. Okay, what is happening here is JWB is selling you this asset that is already cash flow positive from day one, already has a very happy resident in place. And at the same time, we are going to cover up to $6,500 of your property turn. Let me walk you through why this makes sense for you, why this makes sense for the resident, why this makes sense for JWB. So JWB has multiple sources of being able to supply homes for our clients. And one of the sources is we're able to work with partners here in the local real estate industry here in Jacksonville to buy their properties from them and then to make them available, to bring them up to our standard of renovations so that there is not deferred maintenance for our clients, so that the management is simple and easy and effective and not costly. And that's what we do. That's one of the sources that we're able to source inventory. So for this property, what actually happened is a little bit unique. We sourced this inventory through our partners. And at the same time, this home was being marketed for rent by the previous partner. And the previous partner marketed it for rent and actually filled the home with the resident. And they just moved in December of this year. They rented the home for $900 a month, which is market rent. Now, they rented it for a 1-year lease. So then after that, JWB contracts to purchase the home from that investor and then makes it available for our clients. And we do our own inspection. We, of course, verify that the resident is up to our standard. We also do our own inspection to make sure that there's no deferred maintenance. When we went about this in this little bit of a unique situation, we found that the resident was up to our standards. Very happy about that. Now, they had just moved into the home. We found that the home was in great shape. But you know what we also found is that there is some things that in the interest for our clients to be to our standard of selling it to a client, we're going to need to spend some money. This is stuff that we would have done when we purchased the home to bring it up to the JWB standard. $6,500 of cost that we will be picking up and we would have picked up for you. Now, at the same time, does that mean that we're going to stop this resident from living in this home and then do these renovations and do all of that $6,500 worth of work right now? Absolutely not. We've got a great resident just signed up on a lease. It's a 1-year lease and they're really happy. The home obviously is in great shape because they just made that decision to rent it. But the best thing to do for that resident, to keep them happy, keep them in that same situation, the best thing for us to be able to do for our future client is to be able to make this home available and just give them that credit at the end of the day. We would have spent the money anyways. JWB would have. We would have spent that money. So we're giving it to the client as a credit. And the reason why it's such a win for you if you're thinking about purchasing this property is because when you think about maintenance costs, right? Maintenance costs may vary between 4% to 9% depending on the home that you purchase. And that's 4 to 9% of the gross rents that are collected for the year. The majority of that maintenance cost does not come when the home is rented. The majority of that maintenance cost comes during the property turn. So if you get a situation here where you have $6,500 of your property turn already covered, that is significant. That really decreases the chances that you're going to have much higher than that of a property turn. Our average property turn cost is $2,500. So to get a $6,500 credit there, it's very unlikely that your net amount of your property turn is going to be $2,500 or more when this property turns over. And so what that means is we're probably going to be able to come in under expectations when it comes to what your maintenance costs should be by the time that this resident moves on. And this is great for your returns. Under expectations on maintenance costs means overperforming most likely on return on investment. That's why this is such a home run for the client that purchases this home. So if this is something that you're interested in, this home, as I mentioned, 9144 Fifth Avenue is available right now. If you are already a JWB client, I would encourage you to reach out to your JWB portfolio manager. They will get you all set up and we'll make sure that this can be added to your portfolio. If you're not a client yet, you can reach out to my team. You can drop a comment here. I'd be happy to facilitate the call for you, or you can do it yourself. You can just go to chatwithjwb.com, schedule a time to speak with our sales team, and we'll get you all squared away. Appreciate all of you for being here on the call with me on the Facebook Live, and happy investing. Take care, everybody.